Yeah, I can try to explain. Seriously, we started this game 6 years ago as our way to write a love letter to horror. We're big horror fans, and we wanted to show that love and to show that appreciation for the whole world of horror. And as the years came by, we managed to add a few more licenses and bring in some of the legends of horror into the world of Dead by Daylight. And we are hoping to be able to be like a museum of horror, to bring in all the possible great legends and the most iconic characters that have existed. And obviously, we couldn't do this without inviting Sadako into the world. She is an amazingly scary creation, and we're so happy to have her.
She's not like other slashers. It's not about attacks, blood, and gore. It's about the psychological horror of, the doom and gloom of awaiting these 7 days to die, which is terrifying. So we took time and care to make sure that we could recreate this feeling for our survivors of, a new special kind of fear in DbD. I mean, the curse is so important. Of course, a match of Dead by Daylight is much shorter than 7 days, so we had to find a way to contract that in the time of a match. But still, the feeling of being under that curse is there. You feel it as a survivor, and that's what's really scary.
It's always a challenge because we cannot change the basic gameplay of Dead by Daylight. It has to stay. But it's important to us to find ways to use the mechanics that we have to paint a picture that tells the story of a new character.
Yeah. Comparing to all the other killers that we already have in the game. So we want to make sure that the power is going to be unique, that it creates a new type of gameplay for both the killer player and the survivors to adapt to. Of course, we go through several processes of, designing, creating, bouncing ideas, testing, playtesting with user as well to make sure that it's balanced and fun until we find the right recipe. We're going to be present, that we could mimic what happens in the movie. So, of course, the television is such an iconic piece. The first time I saw that in the movie when Sadako gets out of the TV, it's such a beautiful, creepy moment that we wanted to recreate that. So we knew it was going to be core to her power. And so since it's such an important part of the game to be able to move around the map and be able to explore the map quickly and find survivors, we thought, well, let's use the television and recreate that moment, that terrifying moment that's in the movie. And it works really well. It's super creepy when we face her in the game. Yeah.
The television was one of the first things I think that we agreed on with Kadokawa, actually.
Good question. So of course, because of the nature of the game, we always take into account that a new power needs to be unique and fun, but also needs to be balanced in our gameplay mechanics so that it's not overpowered, too strong or too weak. So Sadako definitely has strong points compared to other killers, and she also has, weaknesses. It's all about balance. Mm-hmm. So for example, the fact that Sadako can have map supremacy, she can teleport from television to television, that's extremely powerful to find survivors. She can also be invisible when she, chooses to be. So that's also absolutely powerful compared to some other killers that are always visible, for example. Yeah.
It's also a question of we rarely compare killers to other killers. The important thing is it fun to play? Do you have that fantasy of being that character? That's always the first thing. And also the question is it fun to play against them? And if the answer is yes, then we've done our job.
We like to say that Sadako's power works like with two different speed. You can use her in more of a in-your-face kind of way, on survivors, get out of TVs, chasing them and attacking them with your Nensha glyph. Or you can use another way by going with the cursed video, which is a different strategy. Yeah, you said it. You can choose these two different ways and surprise the survivors.
No.
Well, it's generally not something that we think about too much. Like, if a killer is going to be more used or more adapted to a region strategy. But it's interesting that how you explain this. Yeah, it's interesting.
No, I was just gonna say the thing is for us, it's also about making sure that new killers bring in new strategies and forces everybody else to sort of readjust how you play the game. Like you have to, this old thing that I used to do all the time, that doesn't work anymore. I have to find a new thing. It's really important to sort of break the game every time we release a chapter if we can.
How does it feel? Yeah, it's pretty nerve-wracking, I would say. The team did an amazing job at recreating the feeling of the movie, like the audio, the VFX or appearance in the game. The curse video is in there as well. So when you go repair a generator and there's a television with that curse movie that plays, and you know that Sadako can pop up out of there anytime, it's always playing with your mind, you know. So it's really creepy. And when she appears, when she's there, it's pretty scary. I know that some folks on the team, when we were playtesting, they felt that horror a lot with this character.
One of my favorite things to do when we release, specifically the test build, when we release that, is to watch people play. I love watching specifically streamers, like people who have played 10,000 hours of the game. And if we manage to make them scream, I think that's usually
good.
when I know that we've done well.
Yeah.
And we did get a lot of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I screamed a lot.
Actually, in this chapter, we got a lot of screams from killers in the lobby waiting, right. And then they get the face, and that was beautiful.
Yes. We have a team of animators that every time we create new content, they think, what could they be doing in the lobby that's neat? And since we had the well with this character, and you know, it's just perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm one that like to say, as long as you're having fun and you know you're creating awesome moments in Dead by Daylight, I think that's what is the most important.
Yeah.
You know, the Sadako being in the shoes, she has no shoes, but being Sadako is quite a unique experience, and you have a lot of opportunity to surprise, scare the survivor, and I think that's what the most fun out of this character.
It's true, and it's the first time you can ever be Sadako, right? In a video game.
Pretty sure,
I think.
yes.
So enjoy it.
Yes, but if I have to say one trick that's actually like, you know, to win, it's a simple one. You have TVs, right, that are around the level that you can teleport to, and survivors can shut down those TVs. So if there's a TV that disappears, well, it means that there's a survivor close by. So you can use that to locate survivors. It's a nice trick.
I like to role play a lot when I play the killer, and Sadako is all about that. It's all about being super angry and letting the rage take over.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that's how it should be. It's okay to be a little messy and just scary. Yeah.
It was super exciting. I mean, we're super grateful to have this opportunity to be able to continue the story of such a cool character.
Yeah.
Super grateful for the team to be able to create that story, imagine how he grew up, what he decided to do in life, and how he was taken by the entity.
Yeah. For us, obviously, we don't want to have children in the game getting murdered. We don't want to do that.
Not ideal.
But it was great that Kadokawa was happy for us to take that piece that they created and to add more to the story and write a new chapter in the story of the Ring. And it was really an honor to be able to do that. It was great. And the result is really cool.
Yeah. And so we took a lot of inspiration from Yoichi's parent, actually. So, Reiko and Ryuji, the way they are and their specific traits, their stories. And so we imagined that all of these would be inherited by Yoichi. The fact that he also has psychic powers, he is curious and have investigative traits just like his mother, and he is brilliant. He goes into scientific studies just like his father, and so we built and imagined the story around these elements. A bit of the same inspiration trying to imagine what this cute little boy that we know from the movie, how he grew up and became a man. We took inspiration from his parents as well. So trying to imagine like, a mix of the two is how he would look as a grown-up.
Plus, we wanted him to be handsome.
Absolutely.
It's important sometimes to make a character that looks handsome so that people enjoy being him and go, oh, he looks like me. Yeah. First of all, thank you so much. It's been so great. I've had the pleasure of meeting our Japanese fans face to face a couple of times, and I've never had that much raw, beautiful passion ever. Thank you for accepting that small little stupid game that we made and turning it into something that is a thing of beauty. We have so many amazing cosplayers, people who make fan art, people who are just excited and show us that this game means something. It is the greatest motivator, and we promise we'll continue to make more.
Nice. Well, you said it all.
Okay.
It's great.
That's it. ありがとうございます。